everybody. RockMyMonkey TV. We're still backstage at Rockstar Mayhem in Auburn, Washington. White River Amphitheater. Sitting here with Mark from Suicide Silence. How you doing today? I'm
good, man. Just recovering from last night, I think. That's pretty much, yeah, I don't know. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm not hungover, so, you know, it's...
Well, no, I'm not hungover. I'm still drunk.
Oh. Now is that who do you blame for that? Is it Jaeger?
No, I blame vodka and disorderly conduct in Portland, and the album coming out last night at midnight and everyone celebrating with our label Century Media because they all surprised us in Portland, and they're here today too, and we're just continuous. We're going to be partying for this next week just in celebration of the Black Crown.
Sweet. All right. So the album is out. It's called The Black Crown. Yeah. And now a lot of you guys are kind of one of those bands that started off on the second stage, and you kind of, you know, like, who the hell are these guys, Suicide Silence? Yeah. And you guys have been really gaining a lot of buzz. From people that really love that last album, what kind of surprises can they expect with this one, and what things should they maybe brace for?
I don't know. It's hard to say because I'd say with the first record, let me give you a little fucking rundown. First record, we didn't know what the hell we were doing. We just wanted to write a record and get out on tour because we were already touring. We were already out. We had already been to Europe and done everything before we even put out a full length. You know, and once we got signed and we wrote that record, we didn't know. We just were like, this is it. This is how we're doing it. Second record, we're like, let's polish that fucking turd that we did last time and make this sound a little cooler. Now this one, it's like, I think we all have a little more grasp on what we want to do and how we want to write a actual record. So this record is structured. It's more songs. It's more based upon what our real influences are. It has more just... You can't really put your finger and say it sounds like this. It sounds like Suicide Silence. I mean, this is like, it sounds like a new Suicide Silence record. And I guess brace yourself for the song with Jonathan Davis on it because it's got clean vocals. And then brace yourself for the song with our drummer's girlfriend Alexia from I Set to Kill. She does it. She does the song. It sounds awesome. It's kind of reminds me of like a horror movie, like really just creepy melodic vocals. I don't know. It's just it's new. It's You can't say it sounds like anything but Suicide Silence. So
now, do you expect any kind of a backlash from having the singer of Korn on a Suicide Silence album? Does that worry you at all?
Not really. I mean, the album's been leaked on the internet for the past 3 weeks anyway, so anybody that has the ability to get on the internet and download it already has listened to it and made their judgments. But no, it doesn't worry me at all. I mean, the song is a standalone track, and everybody that I've talked to that's listened to it, they're just like, you guys, because we wrote the song for him. You know, we wrote it, and if he wasn't going to be on the track, then we weren't going to put it on the record. So that happened, and he's on it, and everybody's like, it sounds like you guys literally wrote like an old Korn song. You know, like you guys wrote a song that sounds like original Korn. And we're huge Korn fans. You know, we wouldn't have him on the record if we didn't. That's where not our introduction to metal, but like that's when I was young and Korn came out. That was what was happening in metal at the time. You know, Korn, Deftones. You know, it was post grunge. I was into Alice in Chains, but once Korn came, like Korn was that band. It's just like, holy fuck, what the hell is this? I've never heard anything like this. So, and I was elementary school, middle school, so it was like a life-changing thing, and to have him on a record is unreal. So. Any backlash can suck a dick.
All right, cool. Now, you guys are on the Rockstar Mayhem tour now. Obviously, this only goes for a couple months, and your album just came out, so I'm assuming that there are touring plans after that?
Yeah. Well, directly after this, we'll be in Australia headlining in September. We get home from that, then we're doing a headliner in Canada with I Declare War and Oceano. And then after that, we're doing a tour with Cannibal Corpse and Black Dahlia Murder in South America, and then once we're done with that, we'll do Christmas and New Year's at home, and then we're going to do a headliner all throughout the United States and Canada with, I'm not sure yet, but it's going to be a great tour either way.
Cool. All right. Now, if my memory serves me correctly, you guys have had a bit of a lineup change from the last album, correct?
No. Well, kind of. We got a new bass player about almost 3 years ago now. He isn't on the last record. He's credited as on the last record because he was in the band, but I recorded the bass on the last record. Yeah, Dan Kinney. He played in Animosity. If anybody's into like underground death metal, played in Animosity. He was in a band called Light the City for a little bit, and if you check out his first band he was ever in called Carnivorous, it's just brutal death metal, like super fucking badass, just literally like unique leader, brutal bands type death metal, and yeah, he's great. He is the most brutal piece of the band right now. He's just all 100% death metal.
Now, with this album, now you guys have had him in the band. You guys have had a solid lineup for the entire creative process of this album. How did the songwriting go? Did one person come in with all the songs, or did you guys each individually write, or jam it all out together? How'd that work?
We're definitely not the band that goes and writes drum machine shit and then writes riffs over it. Like, especially with getting a new bass player, and wanting to write in the fashion that we do, which is all together in a jam type of environment. We got a cabin in Big Bear, and we just went into this snowed-in cabin and we wrote together. And in all reality, most of that shit didn't even make the record, but that was where we kind of got our bearings straight to write the record, and put everything out on the table and made our decision on what we wanted to do, because the new record is a little different than anything we've ever done. It's just more mature, and yeah, we just got together and jammed it out just like we always would, but it just took a little longer than we usually would, which we just took more time on it.
Now, I think it was last week, they announced that music sales have gone up for the first time in well over a decade. So is that because the tide is turning, do you think, or do you think we're going to end up like Netflix, where everybody streams it on demand?
I don't know. I think that the only reason why there's been the album sales are up because you've got your Taylor Swift and your Lady Gaga, who cater to fans that are even younger than the youngest fans. Like, I always put it this way: if you're born in 1990, you were 10 in 2000. You've already gone through the I Disappear, Lars Ulrich yelling at you for downloading a record, and maybe you don't even remember that. Most of those kids have never bought a record in their life. But if you're born in 95, you're 8 years old in 2003. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, by then, you're in your teens, and maybe you don't even know really anything about album sales or downloads or any of that bullshit. So Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, whatever, they sell 1 million records in a week, but they cater to fans that are so fucking young that they just tell their parents they want them to go buy their record. Buy me this CD, mommy, and then they go buy it. So it's like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I don't think that metal has it's not the same thing as pop, and we have young fans, but we don't have that young of fans, But hopefully I'm wrong.
Well, most of the Mayhem bands seem to be releasing an album right around this time, so all the metal fans need to support their scene. Go out there, buy the albums, and let's see if we can kick those album sales up a little higher. Now, if you, since you're one of the younger bands coming up, you kind of have that viewpoint of one of the younger bands. If you were to, given the power, say the president came to you and said, "All right, I give you the power to be part of a brainstorming session, to solve the problem, save the music industry," what are your ideas to save the music industry?
Well, one, I think that labels need to not be worried about themselves so much, because it's the only reason why you're worried about selling albums. The industry strives off of pushing units, so it's like you have to be true to yourself, and you have to know exactly what you're doing. You're selling something that is art, and you're selling something that is real, and something that people, the artists, put a lot of time and effort into. And I mean, really, you just need to have the whole package. You need to not sell crap. You need to not sign crap bands just because they're pretty looking, or just because they want to, it just needs to be true. It needs to be more true. It needs to not be so overflooded with bullshit. And I mean, really, there's no hope for it. It's already gone. And I hate to sound like Debbie Downer, but I mean, That's just the way it is. I mean, I still say it. If kids would go out and buy a record, if it was good, you know, good bands sell records, and that's that. You know, Machine Head's record's coming out in October. It's definitely going to sell a ton. You know, like who knows what we're going to do, but you know, either way, it's just like the I don't know. Good music will always sell.
Now, you guys are not newbies to this touring festival or to the music scene in general anymore. And every year, there's that one band that comes out of these big package tours that comes from the second stage, and nobody's ever heard of them. And they come out, and everybody goes, "Holy crap! Where did they come from?" And a couple years later, they're on the main stage. Who do you think that band is this year?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think every band on this tour now has been on that level, and I mean, I would hope it would be us, you know, like this is our second year on Mayhem. I'd love to play main stage eventually. I got goals. That's one of my goals. You know, I went to Ozfest every year from the start of it, and it's always been a dream of mine to be on a tour like this, and here I am, and I'd love to play the main stage, but I don't know. I mean, who I think Straight Line Stitch is awesome. They definitely have that potential to break into the mainstream, you know. Good vocals, good music. But I don't know, it's a hard question to answer.
All right, well, do you have any final words for the fans of Suicide Silence or the viewers of RockMyMonkey TV?
Pick up the new record, dude. Support metal, support every band on Mayhem. Everybody's got records coming out. Everybody's working their hardest to do what they love, and this is what we love to do. This is art. This is fucking heavy metal, man. So keep coming out, keep hanging out, keep being true.
Thanks a lot.